Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night.
All right.
I haven't changed yet.
Can you see both of us?
It's your
Because I can't see. I'm totally
no.
blind.
It was your okay, now I can see.
All right. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Copycat, and I'm here with Freddy, big YouTube streamer, the most famous person in my phone.
Hello.
So Freddy is a Man U fan, and we are starting this podcast, this episode one of Rival Report, and basically it's just to chat about uh, what's happening. Basically, it's just to chat about other clubs than Chelsea because I noticed that there is too much Chelsea stuff going on my channel. So, and I'm not trying to be a Chelsea YouTube channel. So, uh, yeah. So decided to start this and get something else that other people can watch and be excited for on the channel. So, welcome, welcome. There should be like drops on this thing, right? How do I even do it? Welcome, Freddie, to the channel. You introduce yourself, or do you have any words?
It's good to be here. Good to be here. It's good
Yeah,
to be part of it. Hopefully we're able to share our ideas and express ourselves. You know.
yeah. It's good to have you here. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, so it's great that it's finally happening, and hopefully it's something that I can be consistent with and carry on doing. So, like I said earlier, I'll just be talking about like football stuff. We are friends out behind the camera, so like it's just meant to be a a chat with friends and stuff about football. So you guys, Man United, you guys are having a tough time right now. You are 15th after losing to Spurs today. How are you feeling about the match?
Interesting.
So how are you feeling now? Tell me, how are you feeling?
Honestly, to be honest, I wouldn't say I don't care. I do care, but at this point in time, you get to a position where even when you lose, I never thought that I would get to this point, but you know when things happen, and you actually know the cause of what's happening, but everything around it just keeps getting blamed. Um, there's nothing more you can do again. So today's
Yeah.
game, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised of the result. So
Before I'm actually interested in knowing what you think is the cost. But before that, I want to actually get your thoughts on your transfer window this January that just went and passed. I think you only brought in Dogu, the left wing back, and you sent Rashford out. I'm not really sure who else you sent out. So, like, what are your thoughts about the transfer window just gone?
We the January transfer window was as I expected because obviously, like I said, you know what the main problem is, but you keep blaming those around it. That's the issue. That's just the issue with the club. The issue with the club is the owners. Obviously, we're not able to have any substantial um transfer window. There's it's just a pathetic situation to be honest at this point in time. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Like we loaned out Rashford, Anthony, right? Two
Yeah.
attacking players. We loaned them out, and we didn't bring anyone, not even one, to replace them. So I mean, obviously, that will tell you what the problem is.
Well, don't you think the coach has some say in the transfer that just went? Like he was vocal that he didn't want Rashford in the lineup anymore. Even though, yes, I think there was also some behind the scenes board interference in that decision. But I think if he wanted new players in, don't you think he could have pushed harder for it? And if he pushed harder, don't you think they would have given him something?
See, to be honest, I think it's more on the board than the manager. I think the board already decided to let Rashford go, probably because of his wage structure, which they are also responsible for, you know. But they wanted him gone. I just think that's it. And like I always give this illustration, if you're an employee in a company and you already find out that you're going to be replaced anytime soon, you wouldn't really want to put any efforts into doing anything. So um probably Rashford wasn't really putting any more efforts anymore because he knew that he was going to leave, or he knew that the owners wanted him out. Because if you look at the statistic and everything, Rashford actually did well under Amorim. I mean, in terms of scoring goals and output,
Yeah.
right? Aside him and Ahmad, like I was looking at it a couple of days back. Garnacho has scored only one goal under Amorim, and he has been here since November, if I believe. So Rashford actually scored 3 goals in 2 starts on
Yeah, two
Amorim.
stars.
So there's no way you want to let go of a player that every fan knows that will always give outputs. Now that's
Mm.
just what I'm just going to leave it at. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you to some extent because remember we were talking about it and I was like, I think you guys are missing Rashford because Rashford is literally your best attacker. Like he's better than Hoyland. Is I guess you can argue it, but I think he's better than Xerxes. He's better than Garnacho by a mile. Like I don't
What was behind?
Anthony, I don't know. It just never worked out at Man United. So like, I don't really think that was a miss sending him out of loan. It's actually will probably help you guys in the long run if you guys keep him. Maybe he gains confidence out there in Real Betis, or he raises his value and you guys can sell him in the summer. But like I said, I think Rashford is your best attacker, and it was a mistake letting him go out on loan at Aston Villa because the
To
way
me,
I see
the
it,
biggest mistake.
the way I see it, if there's a one-on-one chance, like on the field for Man United, the only person that I would expect to score it, like maybe 80% of the time, is Rashford. Like when Garnacho is one-on-one, I expect him to miss. When Hoyland is one-on-one, it's 50-50. When Xerxes is one-on-one, it's 50-50. But Rashford, I see it like 80-20 that he's going to score. You understand? So I think you guys are
Mhm.
really missing him because you guys are not scoring goals ever since he's been dropped.
See, let me tell you. Um, I don't think Amorim wanted Rashford to go.
Mm,
Right? Everything about training, attitudes, blah blah blah, excuses. Probably an excuse that the club formulated to give to him, because you
mm,
can't tell me Rashford has been in this club for over 20 years. all of
Mm.
a sudden just decides not to train again. I mean, that doesn't add up and doesn't make sense. And he was already put on the transfer list even before him knowing about it. So that tells you a lot and tells
Really?
you where your stand is or where your idea is. The biggest mistake was not just letting Rashford go, but also not bringing anybody in. That was the biggest mistake because there's no way you will say Rashford wouldn't contribute to this team now.
Yeah.
Like I was saying a couple of days back as well that our last game that we actually played really well and comfortably won was against Everton, as in
Mm-hmm.
the Premier League, was against Everton, which was back then in November and we're in February. And Rashford scored 2 goals in that game. You know, if you have if you have an asset in your team, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is that a lot of fans are just saying that, oh, we cannot build around this player anymore because is like body language, is this, is that. Like when you look at the other players in the team as well, you can't just put all the blame on one person. Like it's
Yeah.
quite unfair. So yeah, the
Yeah, I
biggest
feel you.
mistake in the transfer window was letting Rashford Anthony go, knowing that we're actually struggling in attack and not bringing anybody in. That's the
Yeah.
biggest mistake for me.
Yeah, it's not really that you let them go, it's that you didn't bring anybody in to replace them. Because you guys, you don't really have a bench right now, especially with Ahmad injured.
See
You
our
have
bench
nothing at the
today.
bench to come on.
See our bench today. I don't want to talk about today's game, honestly.
Okay.
I said to myself and some other fans that today's game just proved a lot of things. Proved a lot.
Okay. If you don't
Because
talk about today's game, then you want to talk about Ruben Amorim, your new coach that came in November, like you mentioned
I'm
earlier.
still talk about today's game. I'm still
Okay,
going to talk about today's game.
try to not
Yes.
talk about today's game. Just like remove
No,
today's game from your
because
mind.
anything I will
What do
say,
you think about
like
him
I
so far?
said, I think he talks too much. He talks too much.
You don't like how
He knows
confident
how
he
to work
is.
the media really well.
Mm.
He talks too much. That's my opinion. I don't know. Other United fans will not believe, but he talks too much.
But
Talks too
like, what
much.
about his coaching
He
style, his
doesn't.
system? Well,
It's not what we want. It's not what we need now, to be honest.
mm,
I've not seen any top manager play 14 games with one style. You lose 7 out of that 14 games with the same style, and you don't want to change. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. We've lost 8 games out of 12 games. You are playing the same thing. You are not trying anything different, and you expect, like they say, insanity is actually doing the same thing, expecting a different result. That's madness. I'm telling
but
you,
he's
it's
trying different
madness.
things. He played Maino
He's not
as
trying
striker.
different thing.
He brought
He's
in
not
Dogo,
trying this.
played him as right wing back. Like he's trying some things.
Ah, if he's trying, well, yes, but it didn't work. You
Yeah,
know, he
yeah, you can
played. He
say
played.
it didn't work, but at least he's trying different things, even though it's the same system.
But we're still
But
using the
he's
same formation that is not
yeah.
working. The same formation that we're not creating enough chance. Like under Ten Hag, right? You can see that the players really let him down in the beginning of the season towards the time before he got sacked.
Hmm.
Was that we're creating lots of chances, but I mean we kept missing them. We're creating a lot of chances. We created chances. I remember that West Ham game, Fulham game, Crystal Palace game, those games that you'd be like, ball doesn't want to go into the net. But now, like, it's so bad. It's so bad. I don't think, I don't think he's a bad manager, right? I don't think he's a bad manager. But
Hmm.
what I believe is what can actually help us now is not what's going on.
Hmm.
What's happening now is not. It's not. It's not what's going on at all. Like you are coming with a different style. Players that are here cannot play it comfortably. They can't play it comfortably, and you wouldn't blame them because they were not bought to play the system. You know. So
Yeah.
and you are so rigid as a manager, you believe your system, right? It's quite crazy because a lot of fans that I hear, they're like, oh, they don't want him to change, blah blah blah. Like, if you have injuries, you don't have players, you have to change. That makes you a better manager, and you learn that way. You don't just stick to the same thing, and you believe that, oh, the thing is that it feels like he has time. We are 15th in
You don't think he has
February.
time?
If we keep losing, he he can't remain. I'm telling you. Nothing has the most annoying thing is that nothing has changed. We're actually worse from Ten Hag.
I don't think you're
Somebody
worse. I
was
think you're
saying that
exactly the
if
same.
actually
Oh,
no no
actually,
no no no.
I saw
Somebody
one
said that
stats today. I saw one stat today that the only you guys are actually worse, and the only thing you guys are better at is that you don't face as many shots as you did under Ten Hag. Because I think under Ten Hag, you guys were averaging like
that was
18,
last that was
19
last
shots per game, and this
that was
season you guys
last
are not
season
averaging
actually.
as many shots against.
But that was only last season, and that was because we were just trying to keep our heads above water. Now we're actually sinking, and as we are sinking, we're going to drown. We're actually drowning now because, like, we are actually where we are based on our results and performance. You can't
Mhm.
say because earlier this season it was based on the results, not performance. Because before Ten Hag got fired, we were actually trying. You could
Mhm.
see that we were trying. Garnacho was missing tons of chances.
Yeah.
Zexi was missing tons of chances as well. And Rashford was now the one trying to provide for them instead of being the one at the end of the chances. Because I think a lot of things changed last season.
Mhm.
Rashford became more of a provider and not a finisher
Goal
or
scorer.
attacker,
Yeah.
because I remember a lot of fans were annoyed, like, oh, we have a striker now. Rashford should be passing more. Rashford scored 30 goals before we bought a new number nine. I just feel
Mm.
like a lot of things has been misplaced, to be honest. But back to back to Amorim. I said I don't think I don't think he's a bad manager, but I don't think what is going on now is what we need. Because it was clear this January that the club don't care, right? They only care about cutting costs. You
Yeah.
know, that's all they care about.
Even this Ineos, you don't think they are any better than the Glazers?
No, no, I've seen enough. This week is their 1 year anniversary, and we're backwards. So there's been I can't really say there's been a change with their operation compared to the Glazers. We still take time to sign players. We are sluggish with everything. I mean, we were already bad before January. So we actually knew that we needed at least one attacker. But do you know what they did? They did the opposite. They took two attackers out and didn't bring anyone in. That doesn't make sense to me. There's
Yeah.
no logic behind that. There is no logic behind wage structure is not any logic behind that. It tells you that they actually care about the money side and what's actually happening on the pitch, which makes no sense to me.
So would you cut your losses and just sack Amorim in the summer? Or you think you give him one more season and see how it goes?
I think it's going to get worse. I don't know about sacking him, but I think it's going to get worse. I said it before this game today. I said it since December. It's actually going to get worse, and it's getting worse because he doesn't want to change. He says he's not going to change. I don't
Yeah,
even know
he's
how
very
that makes
stubborn.
sense to me because I'm trying to make sense of everything. You cannot keep trying something that clearly is not working. Or only you see your players don't believe in what he's doing. That's why you see them playing that way. They don't believe it because remember when Leicester City won the league? They actually believed
Yeah.
that they could, and they got the opportunity and took it. Now these players, I mean, Anthony literally just scored today. Scored in their last game. Scored in his debut. Assisted Rashford. He came off the bench and did very well. He literally got like a 8.1 out of 10 from the bench without
Mm.
scoring. Although yes, his free kick hit the post where they scored and equalized. Yes,
Yeah, I
but
got
that's
the
not a
assist for
direct
that.
assist or a goal. You see, I mean, see Rashford taking on players like he always has. The truth is that they don't just believe him. They don't believe what he's believing, which is very wrong. Your players actually have to believe your idea. And the truth is that they cannot believe his idea because we keep losing. There's no sane person. Just like in FIFA, you're playing a particular formation over and over again. You are losing. You don't want to try anything different in terms of, okay, let me tweak this or tweak that and see if it's a good result. Same thing. In game, no change. You try three at the back and it doesn't work. Try four at the back, let's see. There's nothing wrong with that. But no, I don't blame him. He's a young manager. That's all he knows. And he believes that. But he's not in sporting. He's in Manchester United. He's in Manchester United. If you don't get results, I'm sorry, he'll kick you out. That's just the truth.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm in a similar situation with Maresca right now. Even though it's not as bad, but I still have a lot of new what's the word I'm looking for now? A lot of new feelings towards Maresca at the moment concerning how things are going right now.
Negative feelings or positive feelings?
I won't say negative. I won't say negative. It's just confusing because he showed me one thing at the beginning of the season, and now it's looking like it's different, like from what he showed me earlier. Because I don't know if you watched the video that I made initially. I think one of the first two videos that I made, I was like, oh, he can recognize issues, he can make changes, and usually when he makes those changes, they sort out the issues that we're having. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, the he can't recognize issues anymore. We've played really terribly for the past, like literally since December 15th. Like in that time, we've only won two games. We've lost so many games. We lost to a lot of teams that we should not be losing to, like Fulham, Ipswich, even Brighton. We lost to them back to back. And initially, it was because he refused to make subs, which is something that I attributed to him at the beginning of the season. That he makes early subs, and those subs are usually impactful. And then that in that initial 8 game period that he didn't make any subs, I mean 5 game period that he didn't make any subs until like 80th minute. Like what do you expect people to do at 80th minute? You're bringing in people, giving them 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Nkunku and Jao Felix, making them disgruntled, making them want to leave. Now Jao Felix is gone and everybody's everybody's literally getting injured right now. And the game time that everybody was crying for at the beginning of the season, if they had stayed, they would probably be playing right now because Joao Felix will definitely be starting
Mm-hmm.
because Nkunku is rubbish at the moment. I think he's still a good player, but I think it's disillusioned at the club. And Vega that left to Juventus to play centre back. Cole has been playing rubbish. Badi actually is injured. Chalobah has been rubbish. Well, they only played one good game, I think, against Wolves, and since then he's just been costing us goals every game. So he would have definitely gotten a chance to play the left centre back if he had stayed. You understand? Like I don't literally I rated this January window for Chelsea 1/10 because we weakened the team. We weakened the team for no reason. And the sick cosmic
Mm.
joke after no, the day the transfer window ended, Jackson and Giri, backup striker, they got injured that day. Like
Mm.
for 3 years, the Chelsea fan base have unified. We rarely agree on things, the Chelsea fan base, but everybody, if you ask them, they'll tell you we need a striker for the past 3 years. And this January window, we needed a striker. We should have gotten a striker. I thought initially I didn't think we're getting a striker, but then as the transfer window went and we're linked to different players, I was like, oh, okay, maybe they might surprise me and bring somebody in. and they just lifted my hopes to just get trash it down again because we ended up not getting a striker after being linked to so many people. And I'm not even asking for much, just any striker because Jackson was on his last legs, which is why he got injured. He had been playing almost 90 minutes every game
Every
since
game.
since last
Yeah.
season. Almost 90 minutes every game since last season. And he finally got injured on the day that transfer window ended and we did not get a striker. And the sick Cosby joke, our backup striker got injured. Even though like he's too young to even consider him as a backup striker, but oh well, that's what we have. And after 1 point, whatever billion spent, we have Jackson and an 18-year-old as our backup striker. Like it just makes no
I wonder where all the
sense.
money went to.
Fam, we're busy buying 19-year-olds up and down, like all over the galaxy. Anybody that turns 19 that
I
can
just
play.
think that this thing about American owners struggle to manage big clubs. Honestly, because I remember telling you some years back that you guys will start facing the issue we have been trying to get out of. Now it's as if we've even gotten deeper into it because there's obvious things obvious things for them to do, but they won't do it. Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no
Makes no sense.
sense.
And there's one thing I know about Chelsea fans, like they always they've always not liked Jackson, right? Even Mikel
Yeah,
Obi has said it so many times. Doesn't like Jackson.
yeah.
There's no Chelsea
Most of the
fan I
families don't
know
like Jackson.
that don't like Jackson. But the truth is that yes, there you guys needed another striker to be honest. You guys actually
Like,
needed another
it's not even a
striker.
matter
And
of whether
letting
you
Felix
rate
go,
Jackson or not. It's not even a matter of whether you rate Jackson or not. We needed another
competition is
striker.
needed.
Yes, competition, backup.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he cannot play 90 minutes for the whole season. It's not
Minutes every
possible.
game. Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah,
is why I was so shocked that we let two attackers go and not bring anyone in. Like it still doesn't make. It's not like we had injuries that we're expecting certain players back. That's just setting the manager up to fail, which we
yeah.
are already doing. But I don't know. But that doesn't still make sense. Like if we went to Crystal Palace and said, "Oh, we need Mateta on loan," I'm going to pay a
Honestly, I would
certain
take
fee.
Mateta, man. I would take Mateta.
Exactly. Mateta, you have the Mateta, you have Edward. I wonder where that guy is now. Gary Jimenez is there.
Edward is
Yeah,
still at
other
Crystal Palace.
strikers that you can still at Crystal Palace. Maybe he's injured. So there are other strikers that you can actually get in from the Premier. Okay, even not from the Premier League. Like the time we got Weghorst, right, was
Mm,
because we lost Ronaldo and we're actually doing very well that season. But I was really disappointed with that window as well because I mean we're doing really well that Ten Hag first season after the World Cup. We're flying, we're going until I was saying that we needed somebody to help Martinez. We had Varane, we had Martinez, we had Maguire, we had Lindelof. Maguire, Lindelof, complete X. The difference between Varane and Martinez to Maguire and Lindelof was day and night in terms of quality and performance. You know, but we didn't get it. We got Sabitzer as support to who? Ericsson. You know, and I don't know. It seems so easy, but I don't know how difficult it is for them, for owners that actually know what the problem is, but they just don't. I don't know. Maybe you guys need to check your academy if there's any striker there.
Maresca is not going to play there. That one, he's not going to play there. He doesn't play the kids. He doesn't, and that's one of the issues that we've had. Like, if he had rotated some of them, at least giving them some. This Gear guy, he should have been rotating him in that
Mm.
December period that we're struggling. He shouldn't have been bringing on Nkunku because Nkunku does not affect the game. The system that we play, Nkunku does not fit it. He has no place in the team because he's a number 10 and we have Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer starts every game. Like, and he doesn't even take Cole Palmer off. You understand? So like Nkunku is literally pointless in the team, and you keep bringing him on, giving him 10 minutes, 5 minutes. What's he going to do? Well, rather you take off Jackson and bring
He
on Geary.
Okuku star doesn't fit Chelsea. I wonder why he went
Yeah.
there. He's
No,
not.
but that's the
He needs to
thing.
play with a
We
striker.
we bought him before everything changed. Like I think he would have played well under Poch because Poch saw Palmer as a right winger, so he would have
Mm-hmm.
played the 10.
True.
He would have played the 10 under Pochettino, but with Maresca, even though me, I actually agree with Poch that I think Cole Palmer is better on the right wing. I would rather we stop playing all this
I agree
Neto
as
and
well.
Madueke. Play Palmer on the right wing and play either Felix or well, Felix is gone now. Oh well, play Nkunku at the 10 or whoever else at the 10. Like I don't know. Anyway, honestly, I can
Yes, like
can I,
for me, Palmer is better on the wings from either side, left or right side, because that
yeah,
was
it's
when
more
he actually
dangerous.
did really well.
It's more dangerous
And just
because
leave him to roam, you know.
exactly just playing right wing and leave him to roam. Because when even though I actually understand why Marashka doesn't do it because it's a system issue. When this with the system that
Mm.
we play, he prefers wide,
He has wingers. Hmm.
wide wingers out, hug the touchline and keep the weight. And Cole Palmer, if he's hugging the touchline, it's kind of a waste. He's wasting his target talents there. But the issue is when you play him with the
Yeah.
10, he has to drop deep to receive the ball, and you are taking him farther away from the goal. And the attackers that we have, they are not as good finishers, or they're not good enough as finishers. So like
Mm.
your best finisher is having to drop deep to create for people that cannot score. Like
But exactly. It's just the same thing that is happening to us at Man United. We are having Bruno play CM. Bruno is not going to be effective at the other end of the field if he's playing very deep. You know, Bruno is playing deep. He's not going to create chances for you. He's not even going to score. Just put Bruno in 10 position. Simple. If he's providing for others and they can't score, he will try and score himself. You know? So it's just man, like it's terrible, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm telling you. I anticipated things to get worse. But man, like okay, see what happened today. The man we had four play. Now I've not even talked about Ahmad being out of the season. Ahmad has been one of our brightest players this season. Is out of the season, right? We lost three other players. Ugarte that had really done well out for weeks. Mino out for like 2 months, literally. So I don't know if did he anticipate injuries going to happen that they won't bring anybody in because I'm just wondering like it makes no sense. It's January, yes, but it still makes no sense. This is a new manager you have brought in with a different style. For sure, you need players, right? Why not get him some players? You don't have to spend too big, right? You don't have to spend too big to have a successful window. You have to effectively spend. You have to effectively spend. That is what we have failed to do since Ferguson left. We have failed to effectively spend. We've been signing players for Is that safe? This Van Gaal was right. This is a commercial club. There's nothing anybody will say anymore. This is a commercial club because it just seems like they only care about revenue, finance, money. That's all. Let's
yeah.
try to generate as much money as we can. Let's try to generate as much through media, through social media, through fans. They've increased ticket prices now. And you're still playing bad. It doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, everything we end when fans stop coming to the stadium. That's just it. Because these guys are going to continue. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
but
it's
they will
going to get
not.
worse.
Fans will not stop coming to Queen's Stadium. That's their culture. Like,
Yes, no, yes, we know that, but they are just going to do themselves harm because you're losing money, you're being excessively emotionally tortured by watching your team lose. So there's no gain. You get it's not fun. Like honestly, another thing I was going to talk about was the players. right? I know a lot of people are blaming the players. Players are trash, the players are this, the players are that. Number one, the players don't believe this manager. That is the truth. That's why you don't see them play like they want to win. You only see them play like they want to win when we are playing against rivals. When we are playing against rivals, everything goes out the window, right? They play for their own pride. Now they are not playing for any manager. You see the difference between how we played against Manchester City in the second half, how we played against Arsenal in the FA Cup second half. Those guys played like they wanted to win for themselves, not even for the man, or probably wanted to win for the fans. Who knows?
Yeah.
But another thing is, one thing about Ten Hag was he was able to get a decent performance from the players from time to time. Because in the second season, last season, injuries really messed us up because we had players go into injury. Immediately they come out, another set is going back into injury. So there was no consistency anyhow. I mean, we had over 50 combinations of center backs last season. There was no way consistency would have occurred like that. So the players don't care. They don't believe the manager. Two things. That's what's going on. They don't care, and I don't blame them. I actually don't blame them because when you know that whether you play bad, you play good, you still play, you still get paid. You don't care about the fans because the fans don't care about them. So they can do what they want. They are not going to be easily replaced. You know, they are not going to. I mean, just imagine Hoyland and Zexi. There's nobody coming in between them trying to start. They can
Yeah,
do
fair.
whatever they want. They can decide to play well. They
Well,
know that there's no strike anywhere, so I'm not threatened. So
well,
that's just how it is.
my apologies for bringing up today's game. I watched it,
It
and
was
I think
fine.
Xerxes actually played like he cared today because it felt
Yes.
like he was the
Yeah,
only
of course.
attacker that played like he cared.
Yeah, because he's new. He tried. He really did well. He had some good moments in the game
Yeah,
today. He had
he
some
had
good
some good
moments in the game.
moments.
But, but the truth is that um we have gone backwards. We have gone terribly. Like when I looked at it, I looked at this team today. I'm like, I just shake my head. I'm like, and we are now 15th. Like this makes no sense. Honestly, makes no sense. Makes no
God.
sense. But
You know, every
the
time
the
I see you
period
guys in
where I was really
15th, every time I see you guys in 15th, I remember that our spot that we had last season when we're still 12th, that you were giving me shit for it.
oh yes, last season um we had hope last season. You guys didn't have any hope anywhere.
No,
That's why
fam.
I really went into you guys because last season, right? This season, no hope. We're in every competition actually. We're in every competition, but
You think you win it?
it's doom and
FA Cup, do you think you win
if they
it?
don't if they continue like this, we're not winning anything. That's just the truth.
Mm.
Something has to change. Something has to change. You have to make your players comfortable and believe in what you want to do. I kept saying this when we kept losing in December, January, especially December. I'm like, it's going to get to a point where these players will not believe you anymore. They
Mm.
would not believe that you believe in them. Just like the academic players on the bench today. I mean, why
Yeah,
not?
there's no point.
Why
There's no point bringing them if you're not going to play them.
that, that was it for me, man. That was it for me. If this guy actually started academic players and we lost 3-0, people will even give him the people give him his flowers for actually
Yeah, for at least
like when
trying something.
Only played how many academic players against PSG, which we won
Hmm.
against PSG away, not even at home. He had injuries. He started Chong with Lukaku, Rashford, Greenwood, and we started Smalling, right? Even LVG when we didn't have a right back, when Ashley Young was going out of injuries in and out, he brought Broderick Jackson into the team. When we had issues last season with Ericsson, Mino came in from nowhere, and Ten Hag did not even hesitate. He already knew. So it's as if this guy doesn't really trust the academy or is
Yeah.
not looking towards that direction. But at the end of the day, with all the I was shocked today. Honestly, I was very shocked. I was in absolute shock. Not even about the performance, not about the results, but the fact that we had a lot of academy players on the bench, willing and ready to put themselves on the line because they have something to prove. He didn't give them the opportunity.
Mm.
I don't need to know anything about this manager anymore. I'm sorry. A lot of things, a lot of Tenak did a lot of things wrong, but trusting the academy was not something that he didn't do right. Because he brought in Garnacho out, which who is playing now. Brought in this guy out, Minor out, which was playing. There's this other Kwambuala from centre back. When we were having
Oh
centre back
yeah,
issues, he
Kwambala. I
brought him
remember
out.
him.
You
Where
know,
is he
he
safe?
played
You
several
guys
games
sell him.
before.
You
Yeah,
guys
they,
sold
they
him.
decided to sell him. Yeah, they
Mm.
sold him. They sold him. You know, how did Rashford break through? How did Trent Alexander-Arnold break through? It was because of injuries. The match that Rashford started, that Europa League game, it was just by mistake where Martial got injured. He said,
Mm.
okay, oh yeah, Rashford start. It's not like they even planned it or anything like that. So the fact that you had academy players on the bench, the players on the pitch were not performing. I'm sorry, you cannot go wrong with academy boys. I'm telling you, you can't. And the fact that I didn't trust them,
Yeah, I agree
this
with
is one
you.
of the worst.
I agree with you because in our back-to-back throbbing by Brighton, there was only one bright spark in those two games that I can take away, and that is our academy guy, Tyreek George. He came on for Neto
Yes.
in second half,
That
and
guy
he
is
was
good.
the only person that was trying to do anything.
Fine. Exactly.
Like,
I know. I saw him.
yeah,
They were like, "Is this? Was it Chelsea that they were asking if this is a different Saka? Is the one that looks like him, right?
yeah, he's the one that looks like Saka.
One that looks like him. Yeah. He actually did well. I was
Yeah, he
impressed,
did
and
all
that wasn't
right.
the first time I watched him. I watched him in one of the FA Cup games you guys played.
Mm,
I remember, or was it Europa League or it wasn't Conference League? It was one of the other games he has played, and he did well.
yeah.
I think. Um.
I still I still think
So.
he's not good enough to be starting for us, but at this moment, yeah,
Oh
with
no, no.
Neto is not doing anything. Like he comes on the pitch, he I don't know what he
Dribbles
does.
and cross.
I don't know what he
Dribbles and cross.
does.
That's all he does.
Like I honestly, when he's on the pitch, he has zero impact. When the ball goes to him, not he almost never creates anything. And some say it's because we don't have a striker because he crosses a lot. So if we had like an Osimhen type striker, that maybe they'll be getting on the end of those crosses and scoring more goals. That's a possibility, but as of right now, he does not impact the game in any way, shape, or form. Which is one of the reasons why it grinds my gears whenever I see people I see people overly criticizing Madueke. Criticism is good, but I feel like it's overdone because no matter what you say about Madueke, no matter what you say about Madueke, I don't think he's a great player. I think he's an average Premier League player. But
Yeah.
the thing that you cannot take away from Madueke is that he is impactful. After Jackson and Palmer, is Madueke. Those are the three most impactful players in our attack. So whether you say, oh, he loses the ball, or some people call him lazy, which I don't. Sometimes he can be lazy, to be fair, but I don't. He's not lazy. Like he works hard. You understand? And
Mm.
with net now he's injured. Now we're going to see, like with that saying that what was it called? For absence makes the heart grow fonder. The same way when
Yeah.
last season, when during AFCON, when Jackson was away for a month, before he was away for that
We were
month, people were
missing.
saying they were cursing Jackson, they were cursing Jackson. Then he went away for a month. Broja was playing as striker for a month, and people were like,
Mm,
bring Jackson back, bring Jackson back.
bring Jackson back.
So now maybe people will now see how impactful Madueke is to our game because Neto does not do anything. Sancho cannot do anything alone because I don't know why he has this fear to shoot. He will dress ball, dress ball, dress ball, dress ball, dribble, 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 dribble. You are inside the box for God's sake. Shoot, but you will not shoot for whatever reason. So like he needs to play like what's the word? He needs to play all those link plays with people inside the box and move the ball around to
Mm,
be his best. He needs other people around him to be his best. But Madueke on his own, he can make things happen. You understand? And now that we have two players that are not impactful on their own, it was a breath of fresh air to see Tyreek George coming. And that's the only credit I gave Maresca in those two Brighton games that we played. Because if
mm.
at all any or everything is going wrong, nobody's playing well, at least there's a kid on the bench. There's no point in bringing him if you're not going to
Yes.
play him. Play him. Let's see what he will do.
You
Because
know,
everybody else is doing nonsense. Everybody else is doing
guy,
nonsense. Wait
that
as
will pain
well.
me still, seriously. We just wasted Chidobe's debut, just like the guy's leg didn't touch ball. His leg didn't touch the ball. He just wasted his debut just like that. It makes no sense to me. I mean, like, how do you even think the other players will feel? Oh, we were selected. Maybe we won't think, we get 10 minutes, or like we get 10 minutes out of it. We have five subs. You can make
Hmm.
five subs. It's not like the players on the pitch were actually doing very well. You just carry them, and it's very
Yeah.
like what he did to Dogo in the other game. Your new signing that was actually doing very well in the first half, you hooked him off at halftime. Like, bro, honestly, I hate being negative because it's very draining, right?
Yeah, it's very
Uh,
draining.
it's
It's
very
very
draining
draining.
because this season I'm just glad. I just thank Tenag for giving us those trophies last season because honestly, this team doesn't look like anything that's going to win anything anytime soon. A lot of people
Hmm.
forget that we went six years without winning anything. We went 6 years without, like, 6 years without winning anything. And some people are still blaming Tenak for the issues that we are facing now.
You
It's
know,
crazy, honestly.
he is at fault for a bunch of things, like bringing in players that you do not need and
He's not the only one that brought in any player. That's one
correct.
thing you guys need to understand. He's not solely responsible for signing players because at
Yeah,
the
but
end
they
of the
gave him
day, the
everybody
club
he
that
asked for now. He kept signing all those Ajax
no,
people.
he did not. He wanted Harry Kane, Abi. Who did they give him? How will you give? Just think about it. Okay, look at Manchester City signed Marmoush. That guy was over 10 plus goals and 10 assists this season in the Bundesliga. You know that, okay, this guy has substance, right? Ten Hag wanted Harry Kane. Cannot tell me he wanted Hoyland that has only 9 goals. He wanted De Jong, but they gave him Casemiro. There is no balance. It makes no sense. That is why we're able to use,
But Casemiro
like, it makes no sense. Like,
is a decent player
I
now,
know
especially when you
the
bought him
it's
at that
not the
time. His legs hadn't gone at that time.
Yes, I know, but it was not both for the role that the manager wanted. Ericsson was the one that actually played that De Jong's role, and we got Ericsson for free. You know, Ericsson was the one that played that controlled game, while Casemiro was playing the destroyer. You know, he could still cover ground, while Ericsson does the dictating of play. You get so that is the type of profile that he wanted in De Jong, but he didn't get. But got Casemiro because you cannot tell me Casemiro and De Jong they are similar players. You cannot tell me Gattuso and Xavi they are the similar players. They are not similar players. They don't play the same role. They don't perform the same duty. Casemiro from Real Madrid was never a controller. He was still a destroyer because he had Modric and Kroos controlling the game for him. and creating chances. All he needed to do was get the ball, give it to them, chill. So and we wanted Harry Kane, somebody that can actually score goals, not Hoyland. Even Hoyland actually even tried last season, scored quite a number of goals, but we knew that we could not depend on him. In that first season, it was Rashford that scored most of all the goals, with Bruno chipping in here and there. Last season, same thing, except the fact that Rashford became the provider. Rashford was moving around. Rashford was playing right wing, playing left wing, playing striker. Somebody that scored 30 goals in the left side. You're now pushing him around. I also felt like the club was pushing Garnacho a lot because there's no way some games that Garnacho plays so bad. Like everybody will like, why is he still on the pitch?
Yeah,
He will remove Rashford and leave Garnacho on the pitch.
yeah.
I felt like this was not just a Tenag thing anymore. Like it was a club
I
thing because
feel
there's no way Tenag, knowing
I feel
that Rashford
exactly that
scored a lot
same
of goals.
way. I feel that exact same way about Colwill, Levi Colwill, because this guy, I don't
Mhm.
understand why he's a starting centre back. And I think I have my own theory
Honest.
because when he came back from Brighton, because there was this palaver about Brighton wanting to buy him, Liverpool wanted to buy him. I think Arsenal even inquired about him and whatnot. And I feel like they promised him starting time, like that he will be starting.
Contractual wise as well. It may be a contract thing.
Yes, I think so. Because when I last season, I know Pochettino did not rate Colwill because he did not play him as our centre back. He kept playing him at left back because he did not trust him in centre back. You understand? But we had two left backs. We had Kukurea and we had Chilwell, but he kept playing Liverpool at left back. You understand what I'm saying? I just felt like it was an obligatory thing to play him there. And then this
Mm.
season, we started with Cole as a starting centre back, even though, in my opinion, I think Vega is better than him. I think Cole is not that much better than Badia Shile that everybody keeps insulting. Like even this Chalobah that people were crying about when the way they mistreated him or maltreated him in the summer transfer window,
Mhm.
and then they recalled him this season. Like I was saying it that you see, guys, I think I even put on a tweet that okay, after this palaver are settled down, that everybody's happy that Chalobah is back. When Chalobah shows his true colors, I wonder what these people will be saying that have been championing Chalobah would say. Because now, since
Exit,
like I said,
yeah.
since that Wolves game, he has been costing us goals. The Wolves game, that first game that he came back, he put in man of the match performance. I've never seen Chalobah play that well in my entire life. And then
He
since
decided to.
then, he has just been costing us goals almost every game, if not every game. But would you see any outrage about it on any platform?
No.
No.
Fans.
They will not say
Fans
anything.
are just, I don't
When we
know.
played when we played Man City, everybody was shouting, "Oh, Sanchez, Sanchez, Sanchez." Did anybody say anything about Chalobah leaving Haaland unmarked to lob our goalkeeper?
That goal was so funny, honestly. It was so funny.
Right, but everybody will say, "Oh, Sanchez, Sanchez. Oh, is it?" See, talking about Sanchez is boring as hell. Everybody knows that Sanchez is a bomb. Everybody except Maresca, apparently. But thank God now, they finally
But
dropped
he has
him.
decided to drop him permanently now.
Ah, see, even that Sanchez thing, I think is also another contract thing with Levi Colwell. Like it has
Possibly.
to be because he
We'll
if
see how many games he plays in the next 5 games.
fam, it has to be because it makes no sense. Everybody else can see it. Pundits can see it. Fans can see it. Rival fans can see it. But you still keep starting him. It makes absolutely no sense. And those games that we're losing, we could have won maybe one or two of them, if not for Sanchez, because he just does some of the craziest things in every game.
Mistakes.
Every game. Not all of them lead to
Like
goals.
Onana last season.
Not all of them lead to goals, but he makes mistakes every game. Even the games that he doesn't directly cost us a goal, he has made one or two mistakes that game. Like,
Had a
fam,
hand in it.
honestly, like since I found. Oh God. Uh, but yeah,
It's very stressful and draining, honestly.
it's honestly it's very stressful. It's very stressful. But I've learned to when the game is over, I've learned to dissociate. The height of it is
Just let it
mm, I would I'll just do some ranting on Twitter and be reposting and posting different things. And then when I close my phone, it has gone. I don't carry that energy with me. But these owners,
yeah.
gosh, these owners, like I remember when we're seeing that nice run of form, those 2 months unbeaten that we had before the transfer window, that I was seeing rival fans say, "Oh, Chelsea, if you guys get a different goalkeeper, you guys might actually be able to challenge." I was just looking at them. We're not buying that goalkeeper. It is not going to
Hmm.
happen because it is not possible. We have like 9 goalkeepers on our books. They are not going to buy another one. We've not even seen Jorgensen play yet. Like, and they're going to buy another goalkeeper. No, they are not. They're not doing it. Those owners, they are not doing
Have
it.
backup.
Exactly. They bought Philip Jorgensen in the summer. They are not going to buy another goalkeeper in January. And funny enough, the best goalkeeper that we had on our books was Petrovic, the person that played the rest of the season last season after Sanchez got injured and they sent him
Yes,
away
where
to
is he?
Strasbourg. He's in Strasbourg. They sent him to Strasbourg. See, we are the feeder club. Strasbourg is the main club because they keep sending they keep sending everybody to Strasbourg.
It's co-owned by the same
Yeah, by
organization. That's
Blue
why.
Claw, by Be Clearly, whichever one it is. Like we are the feeder club. They disguised it as they disguised it well. They spent 1.2 billion on us, making us think we are the main
So that they
club.
can now be
Yeah.
sending players to them.
Yes. They
That's
disguised it well.
crazy.
Honestly, they disguised it. We are the feeder club because everybody we buy, we are sending them to Strasbourg. The midfielder that we bought this summer, and we bought him. He's here until the summer. He'll go to Strasbourg next season. The the what do you call it? The centre back, 19-year-old centre back that we bought this summer. He's still in Strasbourg or whatever. Like I don't fam.
They loaned
Everybody
him
they
back.
just keep saying yeah, exactly. They loaned it back to them. They just keep sending them to Strasbourg.
That's bad.
Thi- Honestly, these owners, I don't know what they are doing. The sporting directors either as well. Like even though to some extent I understand they're just doing what they are told. They are literally just doing what they are told. And I will give them grace to say that they actually tried to get a striker in the summer with Osimhen. But I it was still bad for them to risk it all and fail. Because it's not something that excuse me. It's not something that it's not something like maybe right back or or an extra midfielder that we can survive without. You understand? Like cause this season we if we had a backup striker, we would have been in top four comfortably because we have been in free fall since middle of December and we are only just now dropping out of the top four. Do you understand? Like we had such a gap. We had such a gap before that it is just now in February that we are dropping out of top four. We are sixth now, but since then we've been fourth. So at times we're even third. Like, and we're still losing games. So if we had a striker for that period that Jackson wasn't
We have
scoring,
gone up to as high as second.
fam, like even if the striker was not good, at least if he had scored in 2 or 3 of those games, we would have still been comfortably in that top four. Because before this game week, we still had 2 points on Man City and Newcastle. It's only just because Man City beat Newcastle that we are now 1 point behind them. And Bournemouth won their game, so they jumped above us. We are 11 points with them, but it's goal difference. Like if we just had a striker, we would have still been in there. And if Moresca had not been stubborn with playing Jackson consistently, or with not trusting Felix, because Felix can play false nine. Like there are so many things that you could have done. Like he was saying something about, oh, that I don't he doesn't play Palmer on the right because he's still going to drift into the 10, and because of balance he doesn't want to play with two tens. Fam, you did that against, who was it, Southampton, or I don't remember, that he played Felix. If he played Felix as the left winger and Felix was drifting into the midfield and Kukurea was
Mm.
overlapping, you can do the exact same thing. You play Palmer out wide. He drifts in, Gusto overlaps, because this Gusto inverting thing is pissing me off. Like, I can remain calm for most of the things that go on in this season, but see that Gusto inverting into the midfield. I don't know why, but it pisses me off because you will
It
just
it
see
pisses a
him.
lot of Chelsea fans off, honestly.
You will
Not
just
just
see
you.
him in shooting position and he's taking shots with his weak foot. Fam,
Mm.
fam. He did
Shocking.
it. He did it that last
Really,
that
really shocking.
Brighton game, and you know what? I didn't even lose my head because unlike the previous shots that he usually takes, this one was actually almost on target. It wasn't even on target yet, too, but at least it was almost. It wasn't like a wild shot that he usually does. But yeah, man, I've kept you for so long. My this is not updating, so I can't tell, but it's probably more than an hour already. Let me leave. Let me free release you so I can go start your FIFA stream. Anybody that is here that is not subscribed to Freddy, his channel link is in the description. Go subscribe to him. He's going
Yes.
live. He plays FIFA. He's been in many competitions. Did you win any of those competitions? I don't remember.
No, I went to knockout stage.
Uh, he has been in
This one
many
I'm
FIFA
actually went
competitions.
level next. I was in the broadcast stage actually.
Mm,
I got kicked out. So yeah.
mm. He's
Um,
really good
it's
at
it's
FIFA.
it's always a nice,
He's always
yeah.
beating people in the weekend league. So go subscribe to him, go like his videos, and yeah, Freddie, thanks for coming on. Did you start your OBS just
Sure.
now? Because your this thing,
No.
your video glitched. I was wondering if you started your OBS. Before
No, no,
I
no. I
let you
haven't
go,
started.
I have one question for you. Give me
Mm.
three past United players that you would bring back to save your season.
Past United players I'll bring back to save my season.
Any,
I
any,
have to
any.
think. I have to think because based on the current, is it based on the current structure or based on the current formation or tactics we're playing now or not? Because
Everything is
none of the players
everything
is
is the same. Everything is the same. The same manager, the same system, the same.
okay.
But you bring three
I'll
players.
I'll bring a striker, bring a midfielder, and um yeah, I'll bring um I'll bring a striker. I'm trying to think one of the best. I'm thinking of Ronaldo because he can play on the left and in the middle. I'll think of Giggs as well because I know he might be able to play that um winger position, that wing back position that is more of a striker, right?
Mm,
More of a defensive winger because the left wing backs they are more attack minded. That's how I
mm,
see it. So
okay.
maybe Rooney, Ronaldo, um, and a Giggs. I think our defense is fine. I'm thinking of a Scholes or Carrick that will help us control that midfield because midfield still needs control, you know. So Rooney Ronaldo as my attacker, Giggs as my left sided winger or
Or wing back.
left sided forward. or wing back, or because I know Giggs, man. Giggs can run left and right. Giggs at the age of 39 was still tracking back like he was still a academy player, you know. So
Mm.
Giggs, Ronaldo, Scholes, or Carrick, then Rooney. So like Rooney, Ronaldo, Giggs, Carrick, or Scholes. It's hard to pick one from all of them because
All right.
they're very good. I'll
All right.
I'll I'll pick more of Rooney than Ronaldo because I know Rooney can play as a 10. Because I
Mm-hmm.
know now we play with more tens, and he can also play as a striker as well. So yeah,
Okay.
Rooney, Giggs, and Carrick, of
So
course.
Rooney, Giggs, and Carrick or slash Scholes. Cool. Are you still there? I think we lost him. Yeah, I think we lost him. For me, I will bring back Peter Cech, John Terry, and Didier Drogba. Because I think, did you hear me?
No, you cut off.
Oh, okay. On my screen, you cut off. So I was telling them that I will bring back Cech, John Terry, and Didier Drogba. That's because I think those are
Yeah.
our weakest positions. Because I think our midfield is fine, and
Mm,
our wingers uh, manageable. I think the striker position is more impactful than the wingers.
pressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for watching. And don't forget to smash the like buttons. Please smash the like button, subscribe, and also subscribe to Freddy, especially if you're into FIFA. Uh, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Thanks for having me too.
Yeah.